Hello. I know a lot of you that watch web design TV aren't in the digital profession. You're hoping to make that leap from one career to another, or you're a third-year student and you're about to finish and you want to get into the digital business. Now you follow the tutorials in Web Design TV and also in .NET Magazine, which is a brilliant way of learning stuff. But then you get quite frustrated when you knock on a recruiter's door and they say, no, we want you to have at least a year's work experience before we'll put you on our books and help you find a job. Now it's a bit chicken and egg syndrome, because how are you supposed to get that experience if no one will give you a job? I popped along to the Purple Consultancy and asked Giles Perks there for some advice.
I'm a complete newbie and I'm looking for a job in this market. What should I do?
I think the thing that you need to do to try and make yourself stand out to potential employers, if you haven't got any commercial experience, is really to be going out there and having a really good web presence. So the first thing that you're going to need is an excellent portfolio. Secondly to that, you need to be kind of, I suppose, au fait with some of the kind of industry terms and I suppose the industry level out there. So things like, if you're an action scripter, you want to be getting into things like MVC frameworks, particularly popular, and that's going to keep you at that same level as people at, with 2 or 3 years experience. If you're more of a front-end interface designer or specialist, again, that real awareness of accessibility standards and an understanding of cross-browser compatibility as well is really key. So you need to have examples on your portfolio which demonstrate that knowledge.
So can that be self-initiated projects? That doesn't, if it's not with a proper client,
yeah.
It's something you did on your own back, is that fine?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I suppose it's looking for people who've got that initiative to kind of go out there and produce work off their own back. So I advise people to do things that they're actually interested in. So if it's music, integration with kind of MySpace or Last.fm or any of those kind of social media sites, because they're particularly popular, particularly in that kind of marketing.
There was something in the press yesterday about a marketing job where it said they needed 250 followers on Twitter. So they knew how to be working marketing and get that sort of spin going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone now should have a link to their kind of Twitter feed. Yeah. You should kind of probably incorporate that in your site if you possibly can. And yeah, I mean, if it's photography, art, you should have a Flickr page. Drag that into your site, show examples of your work. It's just about being kind of smart and kind of producing something online that's going to draw people to you and make them want to ask questions and kind of get involved with you, basically.
When you're looking at portfolios,
yeah.
What's the worst one you've seen you thought, this person will never cut it? What do they do wrong?
The first thing I would say is never ever use Comic Sans. If you use Comic Sans, I've not been awful, but if I see a CV with Comic Sans, I immediately delete and I don't look any further, because it's just kind of straightforward things like that. Make it clear, make it, very usable, very easy to kind of access the information. Ensure that you have any work experience or any examples of your work right at the top of your CV or at the top of your portfolio.
Okay, so that's not the old traditional way of education.
No, I put education at the bottom.
Right.
I want to know about, the first thing I'm looking for is any direct experience, whether that's work experience, whether that's projects that you've done off your own back, or even kind of maybe your university kind of final year projects. Put that at the front, put some links to it as well so I can actually go away and kind of have a look at it. And then a detailed kind of analysis of your kind of skill set as well. So they're the key things that I want to do.
And do it in a Word document, not in a PDF.
Yeah.
Because I know that you send a PDF to recruiters,
yeah.
They hate it because they can't.
So we can't then take add our own branding.
Yeah.
Certainly send both, because we in some respects we can, but it's always good to have a Word copy as well. PDFs are fine, but a Word copy is as a additional is very useful as well.
And how's the market looking?
I think we've kind of reached one and we're coming out of it now. Yeah. It is beginning to warm up. We're beginning to get more jobs coming through. And
permanent and freelance.
Permanent and freelance.
Yeah.
And I'd say for people who haven't maybe managed to have got that commercial experience at this stage, go and do some research, find out who the core companies are in the sector that you're interested in, and apply directly. Probably shouldn't be saying that as a recruiter in the first year, but in all honesty, at this stage, that's the best way to get their notices. And you know, things like LinkedIn is very sort of business or social networking tool. By searching on there for the creative director, the technical director, whoever it might be, you're likely to find the names directly of the people that you need to speak to. So rather than going through the HR channel, do what a recruiter would do and speak directly or send your details directly to the creative director.
Okay.
And that way you're going to hopefully get in there a little bit sooner and build up that kind of dialogue between the right, you know, the decision maker that you need.
Brilliant, I think that's real sound advice. Thank you.